Hey guys, hi, how's it going?
Oh.
Welcome to another podcast. Welcome to ReRoll, Divide and Conquer's podcast. There you go. Yeah, that's what we do.
That's the word we
That's
use for
what
this
we
thing.
do here. Yeah.
Oh, that's exactly what we do.
So for tonight, we're gonna just sit and chill. We're gonna do some catch up, but for the main topic is going to be essentially how the pandemic has affected us and maybe some tips that we've learned that could help you guys in your home games, or your streaming games if that's something that you guys do. But with that, let's say who we have here. Hi guys, Jesus. We have Dickie. We have a Vic, and I think Tabby in the corner, but I'm not sure.
Tab is logging on as we speak. She's going to have her headphones in, but she is physically present with me.
Okay, well, there you go. So we'll have that, and then we'll see if anyone decides to sneak in last minute, since apparently that's a thing that happens a lot on the podcast.
The angels look at Todd's farting like an angel descends sometimes. It's funny.
Yeah. Let's do tiny bits of I guess, recapping a bit for the past couple of weeks, what's been happening in our games. For the Harry Potter game, unfortunately Leon died. They're trying to see if they can cast a reincarnation spell. They're trying to learn about that, as well as apparently Grindelwald's on their tail. In Sacred World, both, I think it's appropriate to say, Heaven and Hell are looking for the sacred book, this MacGuffin, if you will. Whitestone asked them for help. We'll see what happens with that. There is a meeting to meet the Queen.
Because we learned the first time that happened.
Yeah. What could go wrong?
What could go wrong with blindly trusting leadership and royalty in a city that we've never been to?
I don't even know. I
don't know, man.
Us taking the place of strangers.
Yes.
And in the Horde of the Dragon Queen, we booped the dragon successfully. We killed another dragon, and we still have a castle to explore.
We also got a whole castle to explore.
Yeah, I cannot wait. The Castle in the Sky. That's not a movie. And then in the Theros campaign, they have successfully slain Keranos's champion and the entire world to explore. So that's an early campaign that's starting. But yeah, so let's do the open-ended questions here, as I'm opening chat as well, just to make sure. Do we have any questions, discussions that we want on since everybody here is from Sacred World? Friday.
What else could go wrong trying to hold a seance in broad daylight in a graveyard?
That last Friday's game was a lot of, oh man, if you just would have rolled a slightly higher number.
I can't believe we were hitting that. I can't believe we're hitting that deep underlayer of West lore that I've been like sitting on the back burner, like this is not gonna come up.
Yeah, it's never gonna come up ever.
Ever. Oh no, here it comes.
It only took a possession, a seance, you beating up your new friend to get a bit of what your backstory was out of you.
Beating up your new friend. You beat up both of your friends.
I know. Hey, Cole's his friend.
Cole's his friend.
Cole's his friend. Addie's a friend. Like Addie's a new friend, but hey, we're gonna be like best. Yeah. We're all gonna be best friends soon. We're gonna bond over this traumatic experience.
I think Cole could have taken all 3 questions from the Speak with Dead.
He wanted to.
Addie could have revived him.
Like, no,
then Addie turned him into a turtle. That was funny.
Turtle. All right, let's pacify you. Pacify the angry
turtle.
Yeah. So my general question towards you guys is, we've only been in Whitestone for a day. It's
less than a day at this point.
Technically, yeah, less than a day. So how do you guys like the new location, the new scenery? It's not the Underdark.
There's sun outside. We can see the sky.
There's literally a tree that has been planted by the sun god in the city.
Things aren't trying to kill us every hour. I mean, there was the one instance with the angel people that
angels?
they look like angels, but
well,
you know.
what are we gonna do about that? You know, you
Yeah,
got
what are
some
we gonna do? Ariel, come on, we've only been in Whitestone an hour.
Yeah, come on. What do you expect? Angels not to try to kill you? Come on.
For once, Wes didn't do it.
Actually, that is 100% correct. Wes did not have anything to do with this.
Wes had nothing to do with it.
This is solely on the shoulders of one person.
Is it Ariel?
It is Ariel, because he's the one that took the book at the beginning of the campaign.
It's very true. This is absolutely true. Man, we've been carrying that MacGuffin for a while.
Yeah, it's been handy, and now now people want it back.
Well,
Hey, cool. Cole wants to sit and read more.
we'll get to that. But
Yeah,
first,
well,
we're gonna go to sleep.
Yeah, you can get a couple naps, couple of I think Rognarv paid extra so you can have a shower.
Yeah, Brognar paid for a shower. Cole paid for a shower.
Wes and Addie are just gonna roll in dirt more.
Yeah, we're just gonna I know Addie probably has a room, but Wes definitely does not. So he's just gonna sit on the main tavern floor and just drink and try to forget what happened.
Are you gonna be that person that when last call is uttered and they're cleaning, when the lights get turned on, you're still sleeping in the back corner?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. I've seen a couple.
I am that person.
Oh. Yeah.
Yes.
So what's I guess I don't know. What do you want to do? You want to talk COVID or do you want to talk life?
I mean, it's kind of hand in hand at this point with how things are going.
I guess
I know there are many people in my life that have not I could say thankfully have not been severely affected by everything that's happening.
Yeah.
I can't say that.
Yeah, in a life-changing way. I mean, yeah, that too.
Yeah, I've had a family member that passed. I've had 2 relatives in Mexico that have contracted it, but they're okay now.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's definitely changed a lot. With people, not to get too into the situation, but just be safe, take care of one another. Remember to love each other. That's all we can do right now.
Be patient with one another.
Yeah, especially that.
Because from experience, it's people's lives have changed. Some people that basically had their livelihoods depend on being out in the world and for example, selling their merchandise at cons. That completely changed for them because COVID happened, con circuits shut down. You're without an income, and you're also without a means of socializing, without meeting people, and that's very scary, and it can feel very lonely.
And think about the people that depend on Labor Day weekends or holiday weekends where they make most money.
Right?
Nobody
yeah.
showed up.
Yeah, we got people in chat saying that some of their family members also got it, but I'm glad that they're okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's scary. We have a small amount of people that we what's it called, on host their stuff. Yeah, one of my acquaintance, I guess, or not terribly close friends, but his entire business got closed down. He owns a bar in Huntsville, so he can't open it safely. In his specific location, it's not a safe option. So he started streaming to try to see if that can help stabilize, because he has employees, he has people that he's responsible for. So he can't just say, "Oh, well, too bad, go find a new job." So they're struggling trying to make it work, and everybody's had to evolve in this new situation, which is not going away anytime soon. We all wish it would, but it's not. Yeah, so some things that we've also had to do here. We had to evolve the studio, as in nobody's able to come over.
I'm so sad that I can't be it. I'm already a good distance away to be at the studio every day, but I'm sad that I can't make those special occasion trips up to go to the studio. It makes me so sad.
Depending on how this goes, and this is a complete like grain of salt, like take this how you will. But there has been a small discussion with the people that need to be discussed with this. How maybe, big maybe, we can do one session per game. Like the last episode, we do it for those that feel appropriate and safe. We can try to do it in person, or there's another option where like I just have all the minis and like we still do it via social distance webcam, but I'll move the minis so we have that because it's just not the same. I mean, Roll20 is good, but it's not the same.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, I feel like it's been good in helping us like connect with people that normally couldn't make it for like a home game because of distance.
Yeah.
So it's definitely helped in that regards. It sucks that it's just not the same. There's a lot of components that are involved.
I miss the atmosphere. I miss the atmosphere because like
basically
Friday night going over there, you knew something was going to happen. You were all pumped up. You had your dice ready. You had your figure, and then everything tactical that Jesus could put out there in front of us on the table, we can see many different angles, what we can and can't do, what we can see, and things like that. I mean, Roll20 has its points, but I mean, overall, it's just
it's not the same.
It's not the same, and you just miss the atmosphere, and then the social and the camaraderie of everybody being in the same room.
Yeah, that's a big one, man. As an extrovert, I'm like, people. Right. This helps. I like the conversations. It fuels my energy. It gives me those boost of XP here and there and HP and whatnot. But it's not the same.
Yeah, no, I was actually thinking about it today at work. I was just like, man, I actually really miss like driving all the way over to the studio. Like I miss just that drive alone.
Yeah, you make your entire week to be here for this event, and you plan and you organize and
I think the last time I was over there was for like what? Oh my God, was it for Extra Life? New Year's?
Maybe.
New Year's?
Maybe.
New Year's? Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, New Year's. That was the last time I was over there.
Lynn is forever in the aether, she said. We'll see.
Lynn, one day.
We'll just get Kentucky and we'll just grab it and move it next to TX.
Already pulled one surprise. What's going to stop her from another?
I know, right? She's so full of surprises.
That's actually funny. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, for sure, I want to plan if it's doable, which we have a long while until then. But for our Tyranny of Dragons campaign, I really, really, really want everybody in the same room when you guys finally encounter Tiamat.
Oh, that'd be great.
Like, I think that'd be a fantastic game to have.
That's fun. I like that idea.
Fucking fly Lynn down myself for this. Yeah. I will grab her and shove her in my pocket and just step back into the Texas line.
Yeah, that's kind of what I would like to do as well. I we'll have protocols and we'll have safety in mind. But it'd be, if it's possible, it'd be amazing. We don't have the luxury of being able to be every individual 6 feet apart with their own specific camera and organized mic setup, like some beautiful people do. But we'll see what we can do.
We're gonna make it work.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's been impressive for our, at least for our scale of playing, like for our scale of us as creatives, that we've been able to consistently keep going through this time. Like we maybe like had a day where we're like, oh God, what do we do? And then immediately you're like, all right, Roll20, let's go. Everybody get up there. And then we did it. And then we just kept going. And thankfully we've managed to continue our story without like missing a beat.
That is true. I didn't think about that. If there can be a statement that I think defines Divide and Conquer, it's fuck it, we'll do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it. Yeah, there it is.
that I think is that defines
that's literally our attitude pretty much.
All right, we're doing it. We're playing this game. We're doing it. I don't know what the end result is, but we're doing it. It's and thank you guys for
You
being
want
part of the
to
ride.
you want to throw your rogue 60 feet at a hell giant and you're only level 4? Fuck it, let's do it live.
Do it. Let's do it. Oh, the Thursday. I mean the Theros game. They're like, we're only level 1. That's a literally large sized blue dragon. Let's do it. We're doing it live.
I feel like the Theros game is the energy of I will face God and walk backwards into hell. That is their entire energy, I feel.
Yeah, and theoretically they can, because Theros is a world literally with 15 gods that kind of like, all right,
basically,
let's do things. Yeah.
Spin in a direction, pick one.
Pretty much. There was I forgot who it was. Was like, man, I don't want to be in a city with a whole bunch of religious zealots. I'm like, you're in the wrong campaign, my friend, because this entire campaign is cities of religious zealots.
That phrase sounds either very bard energy or very rogue energy.
I'm gonna say. Oh man, but yeah, it's I've seen a lot on, because now our outlet to the world is social media, which has its. I'm not gonna disagree with the idea that it does not have its dangers, but hey, we can commune with other people. We can have some sort of escaping communication, which is amazing. I've been seeing a lot of my friends on Facebook starting streams now and doing D&D, and it's cool. I think, not saying that this is a good thing, but well, I guess it depends on who you are. But I'm starting to see a lot more people getting into the hobbies that we have, into role playing. Yes.
Yeah, because I was gonna just to bring it up real quick. Like, this was actually a conversation I had today with people that I talk to openly about everything in my life, and so I tell them everything that's going on with like Divine and Conquer and like all of our games that we play. Of course, there are some people that are like, "What the fuck is he talking about?" But yeah, I talk all about the games and like what we do. And like today, I mentioned, because like one of them was like, "Hey, do you want to hang out at my house and like watch a movie?" And I was just like, "Actually, I got a podcast later today. I got to do." And one of the bakers in the back was just like, "Man, today, like in today's age, saying that you have a podcast is basically the same as like maybe like 10 years ago, where let's start a band was." That's literally where we're at.
That is true.
Instead of, "Hey, you want to start a band?" I say, "Hey, do you want to start a podcast?"
Being in many bands throughout my youth. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And it's usually like, "Hey man, you want to start a band? Well, let's do another one." And the other band is just, it's you, the same bass player, the same guitar player, it's just a new drummer.
Basically.
Well, I got the same situation at my job that, I tell them, like, the last times when we were closing right about the time that the podcast is supposed to happen. So, I say, man, I got to do my podcast from here, and I'll be talking to you guys while we're closing, and everybody kind of, "What's the podcast about?" I get a lot of questions about that. I take my player character book, because that a lot of times during lunch, I got 2 books with me. I got the Villains and Vigilante book, which is like studying for law, and then the other one is basically the player handle for D&D. And they'll want to see the player one. They look at it. So Julie, my manager, she's the one that she is very curious about this, but I just don't think she's ready yet. She wants everything to go her way, and I'm just like, you're just not there yet. So I went ahead and rolled her a character and stuff like that. I even bought the small figures. I showed her. I said, "You know what? I think I'm gonna let you guys have characters, and I'm just gonna buy the figures, so that way I got something to paint, and I can add them to my personal that I have."
Yeah.
But it's curious. There's a lot of curiosity to it, and role playing games have been a very, very good curiosity for some people, because like a year or 2 ago, I was running a game in the store while we worked, and they just loved it. They thought it was the greatest thing in the world. But the problem was, sometimes when we come to work, one of the players they're supposed to play wasn't there, wasn't time to work, so
Yeah.
And then some people quit, move away, and then boom, that's it. You lose your characters. So
yeah,
it happens.
And you gain an NPC.
It's always good when you have those the work relation that evolves into gaming. It's pretty cool. I had that very briefly in Austin, but it also fell apart. I think with one of the things that I've definitely had to like have a thick skin over was players leaving games. It's just like life happens, and you should just enjoy the time that you have with that person in that game. That's a good story you guys made,
Exactly.
and then I mean that's it. That's all you can do. Just these little moments.
And I'll tell you what, when I did it as a teacher, eighth graders was the perfect age to play because their imagination is just going nuts. And,
yeah,
and they just love the opportunity of doing something where their mind can go somewhere else, and they just go crazy over it. They just think it's the greatest thing in the world. So yeah, that preteen teenager, they get them every time. So, and then I got a lot of them that finished high school, but they have a lot of questions about it.
Just good. You gotta like like the tobacco company, hook them while they're young.
There you go.
Oh yeah. I wrote down some pros and cons here. Oh, actually, before we go to that, just so you guys know out there what we do, maybe this setup will help you. There's like fantasy grounds, and there's other locations that you guys can use for playing, which all those are best. But specifically for us, for setting it up and streaming it, to try to, as best as we can, get the same feel that we had at the table. Again, it's not the same, but it's the closest. We're using Roll20 for cameras and for the minis. That is because it's one program to handle that. The audio isn't the best, and we can't really communicate that well with chat because it's just a constant pinging, and it just takes up too much screen. So we use Discord for communication, either via like secret messages with chat or and just voice in general. Just because also for Discord it takes up less processing power for the computer, so it's able for my end, since I need OBS, Twitch, Discord, Roll20, and plus all the extra tabs that I have open to just run the stream. So it eats up a lot to do so. Then we use tabletop audio, which is integrated into OBS, which is another plus. Because we use tabletop audio here at the studio because they're great. It's one of the best places to get music from all different genres. But yeah, that's the setup that we do.
Yeah.
And I know that there's Tabletop Simulator, which is amazing, but it also eats the hell out of your computer. Like with that, you can do whatever you want with the dungeon is right there. Every single monster is live in 3D, and they're moving, have animations. But it costs a bit, and also everything that we're doing it's practically free. For the maps that we use, either I go to Inkrates and make my own, or go to Patreons that I have, use some maps that I like from there, or Drive Through RPG. There's a lot of cool resources for maps.
Yeah, which in the case of like what's going on currently, it's always good to support like the small creators, especially the ones that have a living of like making these maps for people to use. It's always good to give them that support to help them through this.
Yeah, it's especially this time, if you can help out.
Which the maps usually that I purchase, especially for if I have to for Horde of the Dragon Queen, I'm thankful that I'm using a module that has maps already pre-made for me, and I just use my PDFs of that. Except for the one time with the there was like some maps for the swamp I was going to use, and I didn't have like a particular map in mind, so I went online, and like the maps that this guy was basically selling to use for your tabletop needs were like $2 at the most. So it takes a little bit just to support somebody.
Yeah, it's $1 is not that much.
Right, $1 a month from Patreon is honestly not that much.
Yeah, it's in those little things, you have no idea how much they support the artist, and it's incredible. The validity of having someone say your art is appreciated. Here's something, here's $1 so you can go buy your coffee that week or whatever.
Right.
Or that extra bit could help somebody pay rent.
Yeah, like if I'm gonna be completely transparent, because I do get the benefits of the Alistair Patreon. Like Lynn has been so gracious enough to essentially reimburse me for that through my writing, and our patrons have literally helped me pay rent on days where when I was working jobs that just weren't paying a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The Patreon helped me pay rent. The Patreon helped me put gas in my car. Like it really, it does make a difference for people that need it.
Yeah, there was a lot of conversation a few years ago with people, especially like in the YouTube world. Like when I was starting out, when I was you remember when blogs were a popular thing?
MySpace blogs? What?
Yeah, I
never had
every single blog from Divide and Conquer, just because oh god, the cringe of that. No, I'm sorry.
Oh god, I remember blogs. I remember those.
So back in those days, it was frowned upon by the audience to even advertise that you're making money off of this, and it's like what? But why?
But it's good to let people know that their support is being meaningful to you. Like that's important.
If you love this product so much and you love this method of storytelling and entertainment and etc., it doesn't matter what it is. It could just be a makeup channel or whatever. And you love it so much, and that's the thing that you want them to do, and they're happy, and there is a way for them to do this full time and to do more from it, and have new tips, have another show, have more people, show up on time or whatever because they have the extra gas money, etc. I don't know. It shouldn't be a negative to make a living out of art. And for some reason it was viewed very negatively.
Oh no, yeah. I know, especially like now with everything going on, it's been really impressive to watch Lynn just completely bust ass, like turning art into a full-time career, and she's doing such a phenomenal job balancing that, doing the Alistair comic, which is essentially for us a passion project. We're not trying to get any clout for it. We're just trying to share a story about a good little paladin boy.
Question.
And yes,
has Lynn ever tried to do artwork for a book, like the cover?
I know for a fact that Lynn has been given offers to do artwork for other DMs that are running games. She did some artwork for I think another D&D stream where she did their characters. Like she has busted ass about.
I'm talking about doing a cover for a book.
Cover for a book? That I don't know for sure. That's a conversation that you would have to have with her.
I guess. Well, when I'm ready to.
Whenever you're ready, dude.
That's an
I'm almost there.
That's awesome. That's great. I love it. Oh, I love this idea. I love when my friends do things.
For the most part, no, but I have from conversations I've had with Lynn. She's done concept art for video games, stuff that is in production. She's been asked on to do seminars where she speaks and gives her professional opinion. It's been a lot of fun watching her grow as an artist, and now she's doing this exploration through watercolor, and it's watching her post her stuff every day has just been so fantastic, and I cannot stop gushing about how proud I am of her.
Our friends are talented. You guys have no idea.
Our friends are super talented, and I'm so proud of everything that they do, and I'm proud of them for overcoming these trying times.
Yeah, I've been seeing so many people starting to do shows because of this, and it's
right. It's you're great. Finally. I know for me, it was a lot of taking those moments where. I've had many a weeks where I've had to step away to mentally reassess my life, because it's everything going on. It's a fucking pandemic, and we're we're in survival mode right now, basically. So it's a lot of stepping back and reassessing what really matters right now, what
Yeah.
Like what's important to you? What's, you know, like is it important? Are all these like internet, like these little internet points and likes, are they that important? Or is
Yes.
you enjoying what you do more important? Like
Did
what you
you
are doing
not
presently for yourself? Like,
did you not know that your self-worth is indicated by a scale of likes on Instagram?
what? Oh man, the secret to Pandora's box has been unlocked. What?
Burn.
No, yeah, no, but it's basically it's. I've definitely taken a back seat in evaluating how I seek validation, and that is I realized I was most miserable when I was trying to seek validation of others to make them happy and not myself, and so that would consistently put me at a very low point, and that's when I started making changes in my life that said, no, I gotta do this shit for me. I've got my own life to live, and I'm not gonna let it be run by people that are only around for a part of it.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
so it's in especially in terms of art, like when I was trying to make art to please people, it was very, why am I doing this? I'm only making myself more miserable because I'm not having fun with this. I'm stressed every day of, are they gonna like this, or are people gonna like, is this gonna be liked enough that I could get a commission for it, or is this gonna be seen enough? Like, am I doing the right thing by drawing this particular content? Should I draw other content? Like, it was like a constant mental battle, like waking up, like, how much am I worth today, basically.
It's called growth and maturity. So I mean, everybody does it, and everybody gets through it. So, and even at a much older age, I mean, you know, there is no set age when it can happen. It just happens
Right.
when it's ready. Time it's right for it to happen. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, you know, especially, you know, in the times that we live right now, you know, some people are, you know, doom and gloom and watch the news, and it's depressing, and they have no escape. And the best way to escape is try to jump into a role-playing game. And
Yeah.
Hey, sometimes that's the best escape to
there's
have.
more people, and I'll say there's more people right now curious about the game than there has been in some time.
Oh yeah.
And if they're listening, I would just say, you know, reach out, go someplace.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. What's the harm in doing it?
if you don't have a group of friends that are doing it, now there are some gaming stores that are open, and I know one for sure that has tables that people do play.
Yeah.
And I mean, the tables are awesome. Some of the stuff that's on there. I took Firstborn to see this place, the Atomic one.
Oh yeah, I love that place. That's
And-
fantastic. They have like what? They even have their own streaming room, right?
Exactly, and they
That's
got it up and
fantastic.
running now. They already got the new streaming
Oh,
room,
that's so
and so all you
cool.
got to do is just schedule. But the only problem is, you know, for me, is like, you know, Sunday evenings was supposed to be my time to do it,
Mm-hmm.
but weekends are taken up by tournaments.
Yeah.
And then, you know, and then I thought, well, gee, Friday night, that would be cool. But the problem is we go into, you know, 12, 1, 2, sometimes 2 in the morning. So I
Yeah.
don't think anybody's going to be sticking around for that.
Yeah. Store's gonna close. That's
we get a little intense.
Yeah, but the thing is, what I'm saying is that people, there are ways of jumping into it. But if you're going to jump into it, you got to have an open mind. Like I said, I got a friend
Oh,
of
yeah.
mine that she is so curious about it. She is so pumped that she gave her character a name. I mean, she took my character book and just came up with the name straight out of the book. And she wanted to be a wood elf and this and that. You know, first she wanted to be a half elf, but I couldn't find a half elf figure.
Mhm.
She said, well, I'll be an elf, female elf fighter. And I said, okay. Tried to make a figure off of Hero Forge.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She didn't like it, looked too male for her. She goes, no, I'm not doing that one. So I went to the store and found a couple, and she says, well, I want that one. So
Yeah.
I said, okay.
Nice.
So, I mean, it's, you know, the pandemic is making things hard on everybody, but necessity, you know, what do they call the mother invention is, you know, necessity. I mean,
Yeah.
you'll figure out a way to do it.
Oh yeah, and I feel like also it's within human nature that we want to tell stories. Like we are consistently like driven by storytelling, like as a
Yep.
society. So
Storytelling
it's just
is
something that's in us that we want.
Because what
that we
storytelling
want.
can you tell right now the way things are going? It's,
Right.
It's not good. So, I mean, you got to create something totally different, totally out there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, awkward pause.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say that storytelling is the oldest art form.
It really is.
That's what we did. And storytelling is every single piece that you see, every single poster, every single book, game, movie. It's all storytelling.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just we have the power of our imaginations to tell that story, and we
And-
have the ability to eliminate limitations.
And there's no difference between role-playing, storytelling, and writing. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's imagination. It's a matter of, sitting down and think about your story before you write it. It's kind of like a dungeon master preparing it for a game. You got to sit down and think about it. You got to look at the possibilities. Some of the things you create because you want things to go a certain way. Sometimes you want to roll the dice and see what's out there that you can use some type of table to help you out. And whatever you roll, well, okay, I can use that. We can work it like
Yeah.
it kind of creates the situation. You can make more out of it than it really is. So,
Yeah.
I mean, anybody can do it. It's just a lot of people just scared. I don't want to do it too hard.
Well, that and like the whole like satanic panic is like that threw a whole
That
thing
too.
at D&D. Because like I've had that question actually asked at me at work because I talk so openly about it, and there's some people that have never like really heard of it. They're like, "What is that? Is that like that Satanism thing?" And I'm like, "No, it's not. It's
There's people
a
that
game. It's okay."
most of the people I talked to never heard of it, never weren't aware of the satanic panic.
Good.
They never heard.
Yeah.
of it.
Good.
There's some people who are just not aware of it.
Yeah, which I mean, I like the people I work with because they have such good humor. So like usually like if they're like what is this, like a satanic thing, and I'm like, yes, I'm going into a basement and I'm worshiping Satan at like 3 a.m. with a bunch of people and we roll some dice
And pizza and soda.
and pizza and soda, and they're like, oh,
And
okay.
a Ouija board is back up.
Yeah, right.
If we can't contact our Lord Asmodeus through our D&D game, we must now use the Ouija board.
Well,
Cole, why didn't you use the board?
yeah, Cole, why don't you use the board? I'll give you a +1.
Why didn't you use the Ouija board? We gotta go
man.
find one now. We gotta go find one now.
Listen,
Let's go make one. Church of Dirt. Church of Dirt
listen.
would have one.
But this
yeah.
place that I go to, this atomic game shop, I
Mhm.
mean, they have painting night. You just bring in your figures and just break out the paints, and everybody comes up with ideas how they could paint their characters differently and stuff like that.
I think one of my
play Magic?
favorite. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
They play Magic. Yeah, I think they were playing Magic when we walked in that time.
Yep.
I think
they
one of
were.
my favorite parts of that entire store is they have this massive bin that's just full of discarded miniature parts, and you can just
Oh, yeah.
grab like
Oh.
a handful of them, and you
That's a
can
good
like
idea.
glue them
It's
together.
like-
and,
15 cents a gram.
yeah, it's pretty awesome.
I grabbed a whole bunch of it, and I'm still putting pieces together and stuff like
Nice.
that.
Well, what's that called? The I think it was called like green stuff or something. Like it's technically like a putty. That's like a 1-to-1 ratio that like you.
Slime?
Maybe that you. I saw it in like older crafts, especially when they did like a lot of Warhammer games, where like when something breaks, you can just use this stuff. Put the green and the gray stuff together and then mold it, and like it cements the pieces, or like
An epoxy. It's
Yeah.
kind of an epoxy that you combine together to make it work.
Or like if you want like an arm, or like I want my guy to have this large gigantic sword. Like you mold it. It's Play-Doh, but adult Play-Doh for war games. It's great.
Nice.
I do have a list here that I guess I'll run through fast for sake of here's my thoughts on it. The pros and cons of doing D&D this way, which I've also seen some people go out into the woods and play D&D, which I'm like,
Oh, man.
that's pretty cool.
That's legit.
I don't know how well we'll do it in Texas because of mosquitoes, but it's and also streaming. But it's
Right. Yeah.
that's a
And
pretty
also-
interesting thing.
Also coming across meth labs and strange things out in the woods. You know,
Yeah.
Hey, what are you doing, man?
yeah. Don't. Yeah. Not here in Texas. No, we can't.
You're playing
I don't
D&D.
recommend.
I had a
Dude, 10 out of 10. Do not recommend.
yeah, agreed. So some good things. I minimize my notes. I'm trying to open it. So people are coming on time. That's good. You're eliminating drive distance. Some people show up earlier, which is good. Another thing is sometimes, as Jeremiah has told me, you don't need pants.
You don't need pants.
You don't
I will.
need pants. Just come in.
You And you don't have to pay for the toll.
You don't have to pay for the toll. Yeah,
Nope,
all driving
nope.
expenses, saving money on gas.
Saving money on gas.
Theoretically, you can find
yep.
games all over the world, which is kind of cool. You just
yeah, because there's like an entire like forum of people online that are always looking for a game to play online. So even if you can't manage to get into it like at like a local game store, if you can't find like a physical group to be with, you can always go online and be like, hey, where can I find a game? I'm a beginner. What do you recommend? And people can like point you in a direction, and it's really fantastic. I have had people get together like within the people within like my own Discord I'm a part of. They get together and they're like, hey, let's play a game, or like let's let's work something out. Like that's a really cool thing.
Yeah, doing just getting together and doing one shots is really good.
Yeah, like getting together doing one shots, and like half the time they'll be text based, so that's really awesome. So like because not a lot of people have microphones and stuff, so like they'll just like type it out, and then like they have the dice rollers on the Discord, and it's really cool.
Which is most of these online programs or situations to play have dice rollers, so like you technically don't even. Theoretically, you don't even need to buy anything because what's the information for my character? A lot of stuff on D&D Beyond is free. Not everything, but a lot of it is on there. You don't need maps. You can just do a lot of theater of the mind. You don't need dice. As long as you are able to communicate with each other, then you're good. You're golden. You have the role playing game then. But some negatives that I have seen, which I think outweigh the positives, and that's why we want to run to the table as soon as we safely can. It's hard to do some expressions. Y'all seen me how we've had so many setups. I'm like, no, we need to change it because I need to stand up. I can't sit down and DM a lot of this stuff.
Like you gotta be up in your power stance, like ready to go. Oh my god! Damn.
Don't let him
another
bark.
letter.
You're
gonna get another letter.
He's been barking for the past 3 hours.
God,
give you another disadvantage.
You've been barking through this whole stream.
What do I always have trouble with when we play?
Communication is but the internet and oh god.
Not everybody has the same internet connection, and that's a thing.
Yeah,
that is a difficulty to deal with.
There's been a lot of times where people are like, "Hey man, I saw this setup. How can we can we do this?" And I look at it and like, yeah, we can. The one way that we can make that work is more money. We need a better processor. We need a bigger room. We need more microphones. We can do that. Just give me a couple thousand, and we'll be able to do that.
Yeah, just start up an OnlyFans, and you should be golden, dude.
I'm tempted. I am. An only D&D fans.
Oh man, that's definitely a thing that's taken off in the pandemic.
Yeah. Also, for the sake of how we do our stuff. Tasks aren't shared. What that means is like, oh, well, everything I have to do. So I'm the tech. I am the one who's managing the stream. I am also the DM. So it's a lot of like Jeremiah's not throwing the cards. It's some other streams they have a person that their entire job is to manage the stream, chat management, all this other stuff. Like it all revolves around one person, one computer. And it's a little harder when you're the dungeon master doing that. If you're at home and you got 7 hours to just chill with your friends, and somebody gets up because they need to go check the mail or the food just came or whatever,
or you gotta let a dog out,
that's all fine. But when it's when you're streaming, it adds that extra little kick to it. There is the issue of the unfortunate metagaming with maps. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. And on D&D Beyond, on Roll20, we've had issues just because it's a program. Technology will mess up eventually in some fashion, even though you've done it 100 times the exact same way. We're like, oh, you weren't supposed to see that room. I have no idea what dynamic lighting isn't working right now. Why did the Fog of War make everything pitch black?
Right, and like, and it's one thing for like, because you're running everything from your computer, so naturally everyone who's on the Twitch is going to see your DM layer and is going to see all your hidden figures and all your numbers and stuff. So that's also another thing.
See, that's why I wish somebody would have been a smart table where you could put a chip inside your character and you put all your stats. So as you're moving them there, how far they can see, their vision, their torches, their light, just depends. You don't have to worry about seeing anything else in the dark other than the range that they go at. But just imagine.
Yeah,
that would be like unlocking the amiibo, like kind of like that amiibo technology that they use on Nintendo DS's. Like they'll have like the miniatures, and they'll have like a certain kind of like something like a chip or something to scan onto the actual game system, and then like it has like a specific something with it.
Were y'all online in during 4th edition? They had that exact concept. They had a concept where if you download their application, and I'm D&D, you owe me $200. I will let you know that much. You owe me $200 for 2 years worth of subscribing to your project that never went anywhere, and I got nothing out of it.
Hey man, that's what was that? Wizards of the Coast?
That was Wizards.
Sue them.
I will owe my. Which essentially was you have a
legal action.
Yes. How it's supposed to be was you have your mini, you put your mini in the program, and then all you do is you move your mini, like you twist it to the side, and it has all these options like, oh, I'm going to cast this spell, and it projects it onto the board based on this like layout you have on the either like, I think it was probably going to be the equivalent to like a touchpad or something. But it was like, I gave you money for this. I understood. You said, hey, the first year, we're not going to have the product. We're just collecting the money to produce that. That's cool, bro. Here's $100. I believe in you. And then the second year, you're like, I guess now it's D&D Beyond. You.
Sneaky.
Oops.
And now we're using it.
And now we're using it. Yeah,
so now we can't complain.
No, I can still. This is America. I can still complain.
Yes, this is fair. You have the absolute freedom to complain about it.
I'm gonna complain.
Go ahead, go complain. You got it.
I just did it. I will send my
got you.
my form. But yeah, and then I guess going on that note, as a con for doing this, it really feels like it's twice the work for the DM. At least for me, just having the map set out and doing it, it feels like I am doing like an extra 2 hours a week per game just on map making. And as I've learned, sometimes you don't even go to that map. Mm-hmm. Versus with the terrain, 20 minutes here, 20 minutes there. Cool. I have my options. But no, it's whatever. It's a complaint for a passion that I have. I love it. It's cool. It's all good.
It's all good, bro.
It's all good. But what about y'all for players? What are your pros and cons? I know you mentioned a couple here.
I think present con is not everybody has the same internet connection. Sometimes technology is a very fickle thing, and your computer will decide, hey, it's time for an update in the middle of the game, and then your computer completely does a hard reboot. Oh, remember?
I remember that day.
Remember at the very beginning when we not beginning of the pandemic, but beginning of when we transferred Horde of the Dragon Queen to Roll20.
Yeah.
And it was like one of the first games online, and my computer decided now was a good time for a Windows update, and it did like a 2-hour update.
I remember.
And I was sitting there like, well, this sucks.
Well.
And I'm the DM, so it's not like I can just chime in and like 30 minutes late. Nope, I got everything for the game here. Welp.
Yeah.
So that was a fun foray into that. So technology is always going to be fickle. It's always going to be delicate. So that's a con for me usually. It's my pro is that I get to play with people online that I never get a chance to play with, like my best bro Lynn. I'm so excited I get to play with Lynn in one of my favorite D&D games.
Yeah,
I'm so excited that I get to play in a D&D game that is also DM'd by another one of my good bros, Shane. Like I've been so excited playing in this game every Thursday now.
Every time I hear you talk about it, I'm like, oh man, that sounds so epic. I cannot. I love it.
You want to join us?
if I join another D&D game, I will not have time to do
that's fair.
anything in life.
We play Thursday nights, so that's the thing.
I give myself like 3 hours,
hey,
6 hours a week to be me.
That prevents you from watching Critical Role on Thursday nights.
It does. I don't watch Critical Role on Thursday nights anymore because I had date night every Thursday.
Oh, see, so we'd be taken from your date night.
Yeah, if I was single and didn't appreciate my own self-worth, I would totally have joined.
Oh my god. Hey, that's fair, dude.
We'd all candy and nuts. We'd all have Merry Christmas.
Yep.
God damn it. The West voice in my head just went, there's candy butts.
So many candies, so many butts.
As we just got confirmation that Jesus, you would always be welcome.
Bro, if Date Night ever gets canceled and you're okay with like just a random character that pops in and has nothing to do with the game, weighs nothing in, does not matter if they come or leave, I will totally take you up on that random offer that you'll know very shorthandedly and might not have enough time to prep or plan.
Right.
Because I've been in that situation. Oh, can I join? The game's like in 20 minutes, my dude.
Yep.
Yeah, here you go. When it's home games, I tend to just be like, yeah, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, it's whatever, man.
We're here to have fun.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Steve the Weremongoose is your character name.
Yes. Wait, have I contracted lycanthropy, and am I a half mongoose?
You might be a half mongoose.
I like either option. I'm in. I'm doing it. Let's do it. I love this.
So you're like a half. So you're a half mongoose race, but you were bitten by a lycanthropic mongoose. So on the full moon, you turn into a full mongoose on the full moon.
Exactly. What could go wrong? My goal would be to infect everybody I meet. No,
please don't.
That's not what it should do.
No, don't do that.
Speaking of which,
we have a snake man. I would be terrified to know what that makes.
I'm in a gamma world was a mutated animal, half man, half mongoose. So that was interesting.
Jesus, I think you're perfect for Gamma World.
Yeah, every time Dick talks about Gamma World, I'm just excited.
Dude, Gamma World is so much fun.
I can't wait. Like, I'm excited for our new project when it starts. I really think, and I talked to Vic about it, I want to see if we can do some sort of like Kickstarter, GoFundMe. It's not, it just says, give us money so we can buy Dickie a computer that will handle the program.
Yes, for sure.
Actually, what I need from you, Jesus, is tell me what exactly type of computer I need.
We'd have to talk to Trent, I think.
Yeah, well, I really think that a lot of your issues would be the internet speed.
Well, I got a cheap ass computer laptop. Trust me, I got the cheapest.
That might be it. Because I also for Father's Day I had gifted him a like a router extender, so it should have extended his like the radius of his internet in the house, since it's a very big house. Yeah,
I can come up with a list of things. Be like, this is what you need. Let's see what can we physically do, and we can
just send me what I need. That's all I need. I just need to know what it is.
Right.
Yeah, we'll get on that. As a man, I can't.
Because I'm really fired up. Hopefully to get this classic throwback.
I'm excited for it. Like I know for a fact that I'm not gonna be in a physical like studio game, but like if I have to make a mini for this character, I am all about grabbing a mini square and just pouring a shit ton of hot glue on it and say that's my character.
Is that what you're gonna do, or are you gonna like blowtorch and melt it?
I'm just gonna. Yes, I'm just gonna grab a random scientist mini and I'm just gonna blowtorch it until he looks like a blob and like there he is.
There you go, dude. That's your transformation right there. Yeah. I'm excited. Yeah, we should do that, and we'll see where we can get from there.
But yeah.
Speaking on Lycanthropy, I forgot the Kickstarter, but they're doing I purchased the PDF version. But they have custom rules that are 5th edition compatible about contracting diseases, and it's not just like, oh, you got lycanthropy, okay, cool, your punishment is on a full moon you turn into a werewolf, like that sucks. Oh no, but they have like stages of the disease, what happens, and it's so like the entire party as in them could contract lycanthropy, but every single
That's
person's
cool.
stage is completely different, and some have like more drawbacks or more benefits than others. And like they have it for like a whole bunch of Sua things. It's pretty much an entire campaign setting, but like they're focusing in on the grimness of like the world, which is cool because I'm gonna use that and study it. So I built my own home.
Oh yes.
Excuse me.
Let me
That
get
was
Jesus all fired up again because in Gamma World, you have to be careful where you go because some areas still have the radiation from the nuclear bombs.
oh,
They
that's
have different
awesome.
levels to where you are. And then your character, if it becomes involved in it, has to see what your constitution is compared to the radiation intensity.
Oh.
And either it will kill you right on the spot, it will get you sick and weaken you, or you will gain a mutation out of it.
Oh man, that does sound pretty.
Now you're just
amazing.
gonna have Jesus running to every patch of radiation you can find to see if it's gonna be the one that kills him.
But then he could be a part of the cryptic alliance who calls himself the radioactivists that believe everything radioactive is God sent, and they all praise it and stuff like that. Nuclear bombs are real big idols to them.
Yeah, that man, yeah, Gamma World sounds amazing. I'm excited for Boot Hill as well because gotta love my Cowboys, but no,
Cowboys.
Cowboy, because we Texan. But Gamma World sounds amazing. Oh, I am so excited for when that happens.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be sooner than later. I know that we're still in the month of March. I understand that.
Yeah, it's been March for like what, 6 months now.
Yeah, but it's gonna be and we're gonna learn and adjust to things, but it's gonna be over a lot sooner than we expect.
Let's see. It looks like the thing you were talking about is called Grim Hollow.
Yeah. Thank you.
And also there is a player handbook Kickstarter now with a ton of subclasses done by D&D YouTubers as stretch goals.
That's interesting.
That sounds interesting. Yeah, that sounds really cool. I've noticed that there has definitely been an upstart of people making their own modules and like world building to use as foundations for D&D games, which has been really exciting to just, I guess, bear witness to. I know for a fact that Shane is going to be Geeks for Fun is going to be doing a kind of a reskin of Masks, and they're all going to be playing as Teen Titans.
That's cool, dude.
I know, that's going to be so cool.
Oh, speaking of Shane's collaboration, technically, I'm part of another group called 4 Geeks by Geeks, which has like their own YouTube channel and like their own social media stuff. Whatever. So taking a part of their group, one of their like main persons that does a lot of things has his own YouTube channel that focuses a lot of like just his overall projects, fitness, music, etc. One of his popular shows is doing reaction videos. And he has a couple reaction videos on some of the stuff that Shane's worked on, and I'm like,
really?
That's a cute. That's like a little small world.
Well, I love that.
Yeah, so it's like it has interest people to be like, let's me review this, and I think it's pretty cool. And I'm like, oh, I know 2 people from these groups.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, I know these people.
I knows them.
Uh-oh, that's news.
Yeah. But yeah, it's cool. I like it.
That's pretty cool. That's always exciting to hear.
Yeah, whenever artists can do things and collab is always the best.
Oh yeah, it's always fantastic.
Of which,
what's up?
Okay, so I don't know how like how solid this is. Because I just talked to them yesterday. But I do have a friend who's a graphic designer. I didn't know that this was her world. And she does animation specifically.
Oh.
And I'm like, ha 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 ha. So you can like do an entire like animated intro for our D&D channels. Because also she's a DM and has been a DM forever.
Right.
And she's like 100%. I'm like, wait. No, don't say that to me.
Oh no.
And she's like, yeah, dude. Like obviously, like paying, etc. I'm like, yeah, I know the whole. Hey, how much is your art? Oh, but what about free though? No, this is. This is
the term that people use nowadays are, "Hi, I'm an influencer. Can you collaborate with me?" That's the hot term people like to use nowadays. I've noticed.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. It's we were given a couple of those emails. Like, hey, I have this channel. You want to collaborate with me? Hey, kid, you want to do some free work for us, and we'll benefit out of it. But we'll give you a shout out. Go eat two dicks.
Shout outs.
Yeah. No. You can pay Eagle Raptor to give you a shout out, which is less work. You know, it's probably easier, and it's a better person to do it than somebody else with a collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
If you just want a shout out, give Ego a couple of dollars, and he'll do it for you.
Man, he's really cornered that market. I'm impressed, honestly.
Yeah, I'm so tempted to just go onto whatever the hell that website's called and just be like, "Hey, Ego Raptor, say all these things about me, Aaron Hansen," and then just give a shout out to DNC, and then we use that everywhere because it's our legal product to have that video.
That's true.
Yeah, no, but in short, we could theoretically, depending on what we want and if it works out for both of us. We could have some animated intros for next campaign.
That would be so cool.
That'd be the best.
It'd be amazing.
Yeah, it would be. I was thinking like, oh, should we do it for like a new arc? Like, no, this has to be big.
It's gotta be big. You gotta because in like mostly from my in my humble opinion, it's always definitely good to go big when you're starting a new campaign for sure. Yeah. And like if this is like the new campaign, then that's the best time to get people in on it is when we're just starting, so that they can get to know us. Whereas like with Sacred World, we have like 95 episodes now under our belt.
Yeah.
We keep getting closer to episode 100, and I'm like, holy shit.
Almost at 100. Oh my lord, yeah. And like, the Harry Potter group is that because of how dramatic their situation was, they have like pushed a lot of. Because how I mean, Vic, you're I think I talked to you most about this, but like most of my games, all of my games have like, this is what's happening in my head. The baddie is doing this, and this is their timeline. This is what they're gonna do, and depending on what you guys do will influence that. And if you don't do anything about it, oh well, maybe a giant water elemental will get summoned, as an example. I don't know. That's just a random one. But they did something that technically will trigger like 3 reactions from big old baddie Grindelwald. And so now they're pushed to the forefront of it. And it's like, y'all accelerated the campaign like a month or 2 in advance. And I am terrified and excited of how this will work out.
They are so great. Like, oh my god. The Harry Potter group, they have such a crazy energy to them.
Yeah, they're
to not be trifled with.
Yeah. The Harry Potter group is they have 2 dramatic, like, I wouldn't say opposite. So they plan meticulously for an event or for a dungeon or for like, all right, we're gonna go fight this dragon. What do we need? Let's research what the dragon's weaknesses are. Let's go to the entire episode where all we do is research, plan, go buy the magic items. All right, so this is my attack. These are your attacks. We're gonna collaborate. I think the dragon's wingspan's this big. Let's try to build an arc so it doesn't escape the room. Like, they go super balls deep in the planning, and it gets executed excellently.
I mean, it's almost as if they're students.
It's almost like they're students, yeah, and they have an entire library. It's almost like that's kind of the theme of the game.
50 points for Hufflepuff, shit.
Yeah, right. And they also have this amazing ability to, the last 10 minutes of the game, they do something completely unexpected. Like, I don't know, get a follower of Grindelwald and take it to the castle grounds and announce to everybody what they did, and then go and tell people that are for Grindelwald and people against him to start a conflict within the school. And now both the Ministry of Magic, good people within the Ministry of Magic, and the Ministry of Magic moles for Grindelwald are all after them. And they're like, we're 16. They do that shit.
What's super impressive, also, not only are they Hogwarts students, they're also, majority of them are Hufflepuffs.
Yeah, the majority of the... Yeah,
the majority of them are Hufflepuffs, and I'm like, y'all are some scary Hufflepuffs.
Yeah, we had an evened out, like, almost... Yeah, we had an evened amount of people. Gryffindor was the least amount of students in there. But but Hufflepuff, man, we got some good Hufflepuffs in there.
You got some solid Hufflepuffs. I mean, then again, you have Sonia, who is a Hufflepuff, so...
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, Sonia.
Yeah, dude. It's good. All these... I'm so excited that I get to play all these games. I'm also very excited for the future of the next arc for specific Sacred World, because there was a time frame where, like, depending on what you guys do here will affect dramatically the next campaign. Right. And now I know exactly where it's going to lead.
Oh,
it's going to be a new world.
Good.
It's going to be a new it's pretty much like, oh, we're fast forwarding it, but instead of being placed in the Inner Seas world, it's going to be the new world that I'm building. But that's
exciting.
The actions of y'all has definitely dramatically changed what's happening in that world, and it's going to affect the campaign book that I'm writing. So it's kinda cool. And there's still a couple other things that you guys need to do. And I'll see. Oh man.
I love being in such a place in my life where I'm just looking forward to every D&D game that I get to play in, and I'm just like vibrating with excitement.
It's when you get those giddies of like, what are they gonna do when
I know,
this
like, what's gonna happen.
happens?
I think my least favorite day is always the day after a game, because I'm just there sitting and stewing in like all these raw emotions from the games before, and I'm like, God, I gotta wait a whole week now.
Yeah, no, I've had to learn to do what Matt does after every single one of his games. Write down what they just did so you can catapult the next thing. But you have to write it now, as soon as the game ends. Like that's why after the game, you'll see me, starting to render and encode the episodes. Sorry, encode's not the right word. Right. To like start using the Premiere and start like basing the episodes together and rendering it. And as soon as that happens, I'm like, all right, guys, I'm gonna go sleep. Starts writing on the computer fast. Jesus, it's 3 a.m. Are you supposed to be asleep? Don't you tell me what to do. I'm plotting.
Oh, dear.
Oh man, but I'll I guess.
Okay, just confirmed in chat. As stated by Shortbeard, as a Hufflepuff, I can say I'm not afraid to throw a punch a jerk. So that's your Hufflepuffs are on brand.
Yeah, I've always when doing the part of more quizzes and the other ones that are probably more reliable out there, but like what school you would be, I always get Gryffindor. I even tried to skew the answers to get Hufflepuff, because I'm like, no, I'm a team player and I believe that fair play is good and that everyone should triumph at it, and you should always like to do camaraderie, and like I'm a Hufflepuff. And then every time I take a quiz, like, nah, bitch, you Gryffindor.
Bitch.
You have a little bit of an ego and you want to be the main character. You Gryffindor.
I mean,
also,
hey,
you fight for people, like physically. You will go punch a person, which Hufflepuff does too.
Every quiz I've taken, they're like, yeah, you're a dirty fucking Slytherin, and I'm like, that checks out.
I apparently have no Slytherin in me. I took one that had like rating between all houses, and it's like 80%, 90% Gryffindor, a little bit of Hufflepuff. I mean, you got some smart, so yeah, here's some Ravenclaw, but it's like in the 10%, and then 0 for Slytherin. It's like, you have no ambition, you don't care about what others think, you do not crave power, get the fuck out of this house. Like, all right, cool. All right then.
Yeah.
Watch me play Smash Brothers with other people. I just want to be Kirby and fly around. Jesus, come fight. No, but these flowers.
And meanwhile, I'm like lightning speed picking Lucas as my main. Let's fucking go. I'm just gonna murder all of you right now. I'm gonna knock your asses off this map with a fucking tree branch. Let's fucking do this.
The only time we've played Brawl, you whooped all of our asses. Jeremiah was a tough person, but
Jeremiah is so tough to beat. But oh my god,
at the end,
yeah.
I think you barely just won.
I may have a competitive streak, guys.
What even? How do you not even? What is?
I don't know where that came from.
Basketball player in the room.
The basketball player in the room coughs.
I don't know what that drive from. I don't know where you got that from.
Years of playing organized sports did not groom me whatsoever for competition.
Bro, I was a center and a tight end from for junior high into starting in my high school career, and I should not care about if my team won. It was just like, okay, so how does the play go? All right, let's do that. Let's do it correctly. Mm-hmm. I didn't care if we won or lost. That never interests me. It was just, oh, okay, my friends are all doing this, so I guess I'll do it too. When I was
you had friends on your team.
I always make friends.
So think what? Oh god, like every team sport I was on, I don't think I was ever like really friends with any of them. So it's like the commitment wasn't there for the team itself, but just to play the game. I mean, so it's like, I like playing it, but nobody likes me, so this is awkward.
You would have been better at an individual sport like tennis.
Yeah, I think I did better in swimming, honestly.
Swimming sounds like fun.
Yeah. Yeah, swimming's great. Yeah, when I was like, I think the most drive I ever had was when I was in swimming, and there was a charity event, and they're like, swim this many laps to earn this much money, and I was like, fuck it, let's do this shit. And I was just like going for like what, an hour?
Charity makes things a lot more enjoyable. Like, yeah, let's do it for that. I even when I used to do cosplay stuff, and if I was in a situation to be privileged to like host an event or MC an event.
Oh god, don't remind me.
Hey, remember that one convention where both of our let's call them airships were like, hey, go on stage and entertain these people, and we're like,
hey, we're not set up for the cosplay contest yet. Go on stage and entertain them.
And people are just like, why are these people being jackasses? Where's the cosplay competition? We can't say it's being detained because the coordinators weren't organized and didn't do it correctly.
Right, we were not allowed to say that.
We're just the ones taking the blunt end for... Wait, what did you tell us to do?
Dance on stage like drum monkeys. What?
Yeah,
we did an improv. We did a full-ass improv. We
improved in our steampunk characters, and that's what you got.
I'm gonna say that we were totally thrown under the bus because at the time, my quote-unquote airship captain and his quote-unquote co-captain wife did not join. They just said, go on stage.
What? No, that happened to you as well because you were both on stage at the same time when it happened. Where the entire crew was like, oh, no, we'll take turns doing charades or something. And then we both went on stage and no one did a thing? What?
And we're just like, guess we gotta try to juggle this ourselves.
Yeah, that didn't happen multiple times at every other event where they were like, hey, do this, and you did, and then no one assisted. That's not a thing. Yeah.
What? You're gonna just go up to your hotel room and just not participate because your quote-unquote wife isn't feeling well? And sure.
What?
What?
So, what we're trying to say is camaraderie.
Camaraderie, correct.
Yeah. Well, we got how many? We got about 2 more minutes. Before we wrap this up.
Hey, I think we should next when conventions open up again, we should do that to other people.
We'll have our own con.
We'll have our own con, and we'll be like, you go on stage and entertain. We've been this route before.
Oh yeah, no,
Oh god, no! I would never do that to anyone. That's awful. I don't ever want to put anyone in the position I was put in.
Dude, okay, so you're used to unprofessionalism at conventions.
Absolutely.
I think that's anyone that's ever worked a concert.
That's all I've ever experienced at a convention. I've only ever been to ones that were not professional at all.
Yeah, and it's not to most people's fault. It's a huge thing to organize a convention.
Oh, for sure.
So like,
actually, I think the only one that I went to that I was like, this is pretty all right was I think it was IkiCon up in Dallas? No.
Icky's Dallas.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking of. Okay.
The first year, and I will go in saying that every single time I do one thing that is in like the grand scheme of except for Twitch, every time I've did a project that is within the realm of nerdiness, the first year I get involved in it, it's always the biggest. Like the first year that I ever did South by Southwest, when we were doing the cosplay competition back before it was South by Gaming and it was Greenberg, because they were testing it out. Just letting you guys know that we were the biggest event. We tied in with Marvel announcing something. So
congrats, dude.
I know I had very little to do with it, but I'm taking the
you were part of it.
Yeah. When we went there and, we got there early because it told us, hey, unload all your stuff. Here's a bay. Come with all these, we were seeing, Nintendo and all these other companies and, the Rooster Teeth people, bringing these huge platforms and, all these lights and stages to set up their booths. And we're over here with, just tiny little costumes and, boards and stuff. And we get there and we're like, hey, looking for insert name that I won't say out loud. So-and-so. And they're like, oh, yeah, I'm here to help you. Like, it's cool, dude. I'm like, we got it. And then, 5 more people showed up. No, we are all assigned to help you with your stuff. These are 6 of you guys. What are you doing? We're just loading up. We have a small booth and a banner to put up. Whatever you need, we're here. Our job is literally for the entire weekend to be y'all's help. We have 6 people to help us. Yeah, that's pretty much the situation. And it was like, go do whatever you want. We're used to never having assistance.
I know. I feel like I think that's just going to be me all the time. If I ever get to that point where I do go to a convention and they're like, oh, I'm here to be your assistant, I'll be like, excuse me, the fuck, what? What?
Roll up a character.
Right? Roll up a character, join the game. Come on, let's go.
You have been abducted.
You have been abducted. You have now been conscripted into the group.
Yes. Here's the brand.
Here, would you like some free dice? Here.
Here you go. We have plenty.
We have so many.
Yeah. Shane will make up a character for you. Here's some dice.
Right.
Here we go.
Yeah, oh man, I would love to play a game like that. It's again just you're all just sitting down. All right, just make up a character. We're just gonna roll with it and see what happens.
I have an idea for which I stole this from the internet, so it's not my idea. But
are ideas ever original anymore?
Yes. But here's one that is original, not my original, but it is original. I'm thinking the best place to do it is April Fool's. The DM has your sheets. You don't. You have a blank piece of paper, right? And here it's a one shot. Do whatever you want, essentially, But it's like, oh, I want to roll perception. Okay, add +3. So you're like, oh, cool, my perception is +3. All right, cool. Oh man, I'm into battle. What options do I have? Well, you can fire breath or you can use your axe. I have fire breath? Am I a dragonborn?
Am I a dragon?
Write these things down. So you have a blank sheet of paper and you have no idea what your abilities or stats are. And as you play the game, you're slowly learning what you can do. And then by the end of the game, you're like, oh, I don't know, I was a dragonborn paladin. Cool.
That's so cool.
I thought it was I don't know how long that can realistically go.
I feel like that would be a little bit more that would definitely be over 4 hours. So that would definitely have to be a special one shot event.
Yeah, it's gonna be another.
That would be fun.
Another maybe fucking extra life as well or something. It's gonna be a chaotic thing like it was when we played Skulls and Wizards.
Yes, absolutely.
Which speaking of. When we play Skulls and Wizards and Extra Life, we are going to be doing an Extra Life stream. It's not going to be. It's probably going to be a 12-hour thing, not all at one time. But
right.
I know that we're still organizing it, but we're gonna play part 2 of the Lord of the Rings. That's gonna be the end by Tabitha. We're gonna be doing Battle Royale 2, and then at the end we're going to be doing some drawing stuff, and we might not or 100% will have it into a drinking game.
I'm keeping silent just to keep you on your toes.
Yes, but all right, guys.
I have to, because I'm
Yes.
reading chat, so I have to point this out. So on the thing that you mentioned about like learning your stats through the game, it says that Shane had played a game like that. It took us 5 sessions to realize we were playing as Disney princesses.
Dude,
I want to play this game so bad.
Wait, what?
that's actually really fun. That's awesome.
I would like to walk over here. Actually, you can't walk. You have to crawl. Where are my legs?
Why am I so innate to being in the water?
Whoa, I have a fishtail? Yeah, so it says he played Merida, the arcane archer. I love that.
Oh, that's fun. That's great. That fits perfectly for him.
I love D&D.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, D&D is the best side. But all right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Stoon original. What?
Oh my God! Just you wait. So thank you guys for tuning in and listening to us to babble a little bit of catch up, a little bit of how we've been doing with the whole worldwide pandemic that should be taken seriously.
We're in survival mode and everything is on fire.
Australia's on fire.
Australia's on fire. California is on and off on fire.
Yeah, it's I have a friend who works at a farm, and he mentioned that it was really weird that every single night when you went to bed, all you saw was fires and then ash, and then one morning, blue sky.
Yeah.
And it's like,
wow.
Damn. Yeah. But all right, guys, thank you so much. Love all of you. Please remember to be safe. Please take care of one another. Please love each other. We'll see you on the next podcast.
Yep.
All right. Adios.
Bye.
Bye.